Do with action. The notice is supposed to be to the public, so I think you're what is anything with that project.
Okay.
Let me put it this way, to the extent using project name is appropriate. I'm not sure there's actually Okay. Probably that a board member who isn't here saw materials that were sent out on this.
Tracy, can you hear me?
Yes.
We're just waiting for Sergio to get here.
Gotcha.
Oh, he's at Apridge. Let me call him.
So.
That's what Sergio's like, hello, I'm at the door. There we go. Perfect. Good. Let's go. Okay. We good? Good. All right, perfect. We determined quorum is present pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code, the Texas Open Meetings Act. Notice is hereby given that a meeting of the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation, BCIC, will be held Monday, July 28 at 5:40 PM at City Commission Chambers located on the second floor of the Brownsville City Hall, Old Federal Building located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Texas, 78520. We will go ahead and continue to call order. Dr. Rose Gowitt. Cesar Lopez. Murad Abu Salim.
Yes.
Sergio Martinez.
Yes, present.
Tracy Wickett.
Here.
Mark Horowitz. He's not going to be able to make it? Okay, thank you. Eva Garcia. Thank you. Moving on to item 2, public comments. At the moment, we do not have any public comments. We will move forward to item number 3, consent agenda items. All items are considered to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. If requested by a board member, any item may be taken off the consent agenda by chair for individual consideration. Item 3.
I think that will be
We're
fine.
good? Okay.
Board, I would like to point out on the minutes of June 23rd, 2025, we did not put into the executive sessions who was not present for the discussion. So we will be making changes to those minutes. So if you do approve, please note that with the changes of the executive session attendance. Additionally, with the travel, I just wanted to provide an update. The travel also is reimbursed by our EDA grant. So EDA grant reimburses up to $26,000 for our travel each year for the past 2 years. And that includes the IEDC travel and our INBIA travel. And this year we did not travel to INBIA because our flight got canceled. So we do have money to fund those 6 that are put on for the travel for IDC.
Just be sure, even though I started out in that meeting virtually, I did not stay for the executive, so I was absent.
Just wanted to say, I'll make a motion to approve the consent items with the changes that are going into the minutes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any,
Please make sure your mics are on.
yeah, the little red light needs to be on, guys.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Next item.
Item 4, President's Report.
All right, I thought it was important. I have gotten away from this for the past couple of months because our agendas have been very full. But I think it was very important to get back on track on this, at least for my updates, and include the, the staffs as well into it. Especially this past 2 months we've been rolling really quick on a lot of things. So I wanted to provide just a quick update on what's going on with our organization and our efforts with our programs as well as staff development and such. So I'm going to first start out with, I will be presenting our strategic plan to the City Commission on August 5th. Additionally, we will have an board appointment on that same meeting. Eva Garcia has taken a job with the City of Brownsville. And so her last day as being an official board member is the 31st, if I'm correct, or until it's been appointed. So we will.
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear the date.
Next Tuesday, we'll have next Tuesday, we'll have a board appointment to replace Eva Garcia.
And when is her last date, you said?
Whenever, till it's been appointed. So she can continue serving until there has been someone who's appointed in her spot.
Okay, thank you.
Additionally, Nellie will be sending an email out tomorrow in regards to a budget workshop. The first draft has to be ready to be presented to the City Commission on August 19th. So we will be sending an email in regards to availability for next week. Beforehand, though, I will be reaching out to each of the board members to go over the plan so that way you have a better knowledge before you go into the workshop. And that way I can address any questions you may have beforehand. Additionally, we're working with legal to look at adding maybe a bylaw change amendment to add an ex officio on our bylaws. And so I will be sending that out once legal has reviewed and provided the right verbiage for it. And it will be sent out 10 days prior to our August board meeting. I wanted to share good news that we actually, with Nathan's partnership with T's at Texas A&M, they have found additional $60,000 to continue our grant for the next 2 years. So we're really thankful for that because our grant will end at this end of the fiscal year. So they reached out and said, hey, can you use it? And we're like, heck yeah. With that, we will also be reaching out to the board, and we'll have more of this discussion in our executive session to go to Houston, to go to the IN Makerspace, to take a tour of it, to give a better idea of what our prototyping lab is and what we're trying to aim for the equipment that we bought with the EDA grant. And we also have had discussions with Brownsville PUB on the Owens Road. They have a property there on Owens Road. So we had discussion with them on, what we can do to move the project forward because it's been on their books for quite a few years. And they also have a pocket park, which I learned. I didn't know they had a pocket park over there by the schools where their PUB is at. Yeah, it's a lake. So they have just a swing set. And so they want to do some enhancements, adding a sidewalk, maybe some other trash receptacle, just do something because it gets a lot of people actually visit in the evening times from what they said. So we've been working with them to see what we can do to help with that. And then we also have been collaborating with Origo Works in regards to trail connectivity to the Sable Market, because the market plaza is right behind the historic hike and bike trail, and there's no connectivity to the market. So we are been talking with them how we can help assist with having that connection, as well as the Palm Village that they help redeveloping is right there at the Belden. And so they have a agreement with the city to take care of that portion that's right behind the plaza. So we're looking at what enhancements we can do, because it's been a while since Belden's had any enhancements done to the trail. And so we're looking at like murals and the fence is very ugly, and just some updates, maybe a little interactive kids area.
So on that note, I can add to that in the Brownsville Beautification Committee set aside, or it didn't set aside an actual dollar amount, but did pass the desire to create a memorial on the West Rail Trail to really tell the story of the Friends of the West Rail Trail, how it was a community grassroots effort and so forth. That led to me reaching out to the art department at the university, and I gave a tour to the dean or the chair, I don't know what they're called. And also he's actually a music person, but the professor in charge of sculpture and all of that came with us. And we asked them to if they would create a community competition for artists to design this memorial. One of the things that they said when they saw the space, because we got in carts from Belden Trail and went up to Oliveda Park and back, was that it needs a sense of placemaking. So they suggested that we create an archway that would be somewhere around, between Belden and, what's the name of that park? That park, right? No, not Resaca Park.
By Skinner?
I can never remember the name of that park. No, you're at Belden and you're crossing in the west rail, and there's a park right there. A
Oh.
bunch of trees. Riverside. I always want to say Resaca Park, and I know that's wrong. They suggested putting it there, an archway with something creative. And so they gave us a proposal of 3 options, and the board agreed that we wanted to do a competition as opposed to just a consignment to one particular artist that we would choose. And so that would be a lovely project for BCIT to
I agree.
eventually participate in. I also reached out to the middies, and they're interested as well. So we could make something really special to hallmark the entry onto West Rail Trail.
Maybe that could be extended if there are so many great entries on ideas that we could do that for the trail connection at Sable Market. Because I was saying we need something, not just a sidewalk, but something else to say,
Sure.
hey, let's, it's something different to show and have it as a model for other plazas or things that, retail that are on the trail that, hey, this is a way you could do it.
Sure, and then we can highlight that local artist, whoever wins, and maybe create some entrepreneurial opportunities for that person.
That's great. Additionally, the city of Brownsville has reached out to Nathan to assist with the Cannery Public Market Commercial Kitchen. They want to lean on us to do a focus group in regards to creating the SOPs for the cannery and how the commercial kitchen and the entrepreneurial and the community can work together in this commercial kitchen. So I believe that's in August that the focus group will happen. August 12th?
Yeah, we're working with the new cannery coordinator from the city, Nayeli. So we're going to do some focus groups. Specifically, it's in regards to their commercial test kitchen. So seeing what entrepreneurs would want and kind of coming up with a good cost-based structure. And then for next year, we had hoped to do it this year, but the cannery didn't open, but we want to bring back more of a food entrepreneurship specific program that we used to have with Startup Texas that we pulled out and wanted to give it its own proper program. So we'll be looking at that again, following those conversations with those entrepreneurs and also seeing what the cannery is going to be able to provide and see if there's something we can supplement or enhance in a way.
And do you have dates yet for that, Nathan?
The cannery one, I do. Nelson, do you remember?
August 12th?
August 12th is the workshop with entrepreneurs.
August what, I'm sorry?
12th at 3 o'clock at the, it's right across the bike
The
barn.
Brownsville Resource.
That's the Brownsville
Community
Resource
Center?
Center. Yeah.
So would you send us all that, please?
Yes, absolutely.
Additionally, Dr. Diane Garza reached out to me to ask about, they're having the Texas Commission of the Arts do a visit at the end of August. Dr. Gibbs and some of the staff will be coming down because the MIDI is looking to continue that cultural destination with the Texas Arts. And so they're coming down to take a look at it. So We're going to be a co-sponsor of their visit, providing some, a lunch and a dinner with the middies. And so we've offered even to host it at the E-Bridge if they need discussions, because they'll be taking tours of downtown.
I want to go back to item number 3, the budget workshop.
Yeah.
It says here, first draft presented to the city commission on August 19.
Yes.
You mean like will be presented?
I'm sorry.
Will be presented, not present. Is that? like
It
you
will
don't-
be, yeah, it will be
Okay.
presented on
Okay,
August 19th.
So, and we as a board, we're gonna have a workshop before that?
Yes.
So my question is like, did we know this date coming from previously? Like how soon or how early you knew this coming? Like we're gonna present to the commission on the August 19th?
We've known for a little while, but we've been waiting, because we work in collaboration with the city to help assist with our budget. So with them being short staff and the time, so we're behind time on our budget.
I mean, that's basically my question is
Yeah.
like, why we're being kind of rushed into, when we're gonna do the workshop first to go over the budget and how well we're gonna be prepared to present in basically less than 3 weeks from now?
Well, the idea is we'll do a budget workshop next week with the board, and we'll present the first draft to the city commission on 19th. What I've been told from the city is the commissioners will not be taking any action on our budget on the 19th. They will be reviewing and asking for questions and all that, so that way then I can bring it back to the board if there has to be any suggestions that they've add in our August meeting. And then it would go for final approval in September. So this is a new thing that the city has been implementing.
I only knew about it late last week.
That's fine. Hopefully enough board members will be available to go over this because, I mean, it's such a short notice. It's summertime, people are traveling and.
Yeah, I understand your concerns.
It in mind, so we can confirm this today
What
and make sure.
what I would like to do is meet individually. We're hoping to tweak it out and finish it this week, because we'll be working with the city, with Raphael, to get in the last final items that we need to make it, be able to where it, what we have in revenue and what we have in expenditures and what's available for funding.
Corey, I would encourage you to meet with 2 or 3 board members at a time rather than one.
One after,
To save you time. At the city, we met 3 at a time and it went much faster and still gave an individual voice to each commissioner.
And this is tied into the first item, which is the strategic plan. Have we finalized that? Like, did you add the new items that we kind of discussed during our last meeting, or the recommendations that we discussed during the last meeting? Are these gonna be incorporated into
Yeah.
the draft that we're gonna? be
well,
submitting to the
what I'm
commission?
doing is I'm just doing an overview of the plan. I'm not going into details. Nelson is actually working on finalizing the plan, so we will send out the draft to the board before we actually put it on our website, just to make sure that we addressed everything that was discussed in the prior meeting.
So
I-
the last question with that, would the budget be kind of aligned with the new strategic plan or that one that we're gonna adapt soon?
Yes.
All right.
So we have been, in our back of our heads and with our budget, we have been looking at how it relates to the plan.
I have one question. I thought we did adopt the plan. I feel weird because I'm not tall enough. I guess John's taller than I am, so I feel like I'm like.
I thought the same,
"Oh,
yeah.
geez."
Uh,
But I thought we did.
We
vote
did
as
with
a
the,
board.
with what was
With the
little
amendments.
recommendations, like the historic
so-
tax credits.
So we don't have to vote again.
No, there's no voting. It's just making
voting.
sure that the new plan, the plan that with the recommendations has been added, that we didn't leave anything out before we finalize it and print it, because then it's out.
Do you want to say a word about the August 5th meeting, or do you want me to? With the city?
For the plan or for the,
So the Corey has been asked to, and so has GBIC, to give a very broad overview of the coming year, not budgetary wise, but theme wise, if you will, to the commission on August 5th. Did you say that? And I missed it?
Yep.
Okay, I beg your pardon. Anyway, it's not supposed to be, it's a new thing that the city wants to do. They want the commissioners to hear, where are you thinking of going this year? But no money attached.
No.
Just very broad. And I suggested to Corey that she use that opportunity to present the strategic plan because it's what we just adopted. And I encouraged her to keep it simple and brief.
Additionally, we will be hosting the kickoff for the master plan for downtown at eBridge this Friday at 9 a.m. So I encourage everybody to attend. We will send you an invite if we haven't already. We haven't sent an invite yet? No, okay. Also, I want to just recognize that, you know, the Glassport Zoo and the Gonzalez Park projects have been completed. And we've had ribbon cuttings in the past few weeks to celebrate the completion of those projects. We did get reached out earlier today in regards to how popular the Soaring Eagle is right now. So they've only, I think it was 12 to 15% of, you know, of attendance would pay for the additional ride. And right now they're at 35%. And so they're very pleased with that. They've generated a good net income from the past couple of 3 weeks that they've been open. So they've been very pleased. Of course, this is the honeymoon phase, so things could change, but they're very excited that, you know, it's doing better than they expected for the release of it. Additionally, Historic Museum, Camp Rio, and the Moody Clinic are almost completed. Camp Rio's, they are actually having a community event in the next couple of weeks. And they're going to be having the high ropes and all that available, but they won't do official ribbon cutting until September. They want to get all staff trained on it first before they open it up to the community. And then we just got word that the CDCB's Rapido Recovery Project has been completed. It just now needs to go in front of the City Commission for review and adoption. So that is, we're very excited that we're seeing the 2024 projects coming to completion. Yes.
Before I forget, what about the rest of the nonprofits that were part of that round, the 24? Are they also completed or are they still in the process? Like the Brownsville Wellness Coalition and
the Brownsville Wellness Coalition are, yeah, they should be almost near completion. They are just, because it ended. They're just now waiting for the final, because it was a lot of capital. It was for their capital. So we're waiting for final reimbursement. We've done 2 or 3. We're just waiting for the 4th one.
Yeah, we've done the 3. I'm waiting on the 4th submission. That way I can do the final report on the project.
Yeah.
And the Good Neighbor Settlement, that's completed also?
Good Neighbor Settlement is almost near completion
Yes.
with their construction plans. They've already done the community gardens part. Who else was it? Oh, the radio station. They have about 50% of the equipment purchased. They had a little snafu in getting the equipment. It took a process, but that is underway with them. We actually went on the podcast last week, so we got to be shown around what equipment they've already purchased, what upgrades they've done. And then we were invited to talk about BCIC and our impact with the community. And I believe that's it for 2024. Yeah.
It is the special baseball.
Yes,
Oh.
down by the border. Yes, I am also waiting for Mr. Sada to send me the final reimbursement to do the final report.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So the list here is kind of doubled.
Yeah, and now we're focusing on 25, getting those underway. And as you, I don't know if it was known, but the Assistant City Manager, Doro Garcia, he's overtaking the project management of all the city projects to make sure they're getting underway and getting it timely. And so we met with the Parks Department Director, Sean Labama, and he says they're moving fast on those projects now. I actually heard from Mr. Jolie today at the announcement for the mini at the Brownsville Museum of Fine Arts. He was talking about, he saw the trees being planted on West Rail.
And he said, what about the?
He saw them being, the trees,
Oh,
the new
okay.
trees being planted.
Yes.
So it's going underway, so we're very excited about that. Also, Nathan, myself, and Eric attended the USL Summit over the weekend in Spokane, Washington. It was an expansion summit. We learned a lot about what USL is in regards to the soccer world. Got a whole soccer education on so many different things. But Brownsville was a hot topic. Brownsville is they're very interested in Brownsville. I will be able to inform more of what's going on in our August meeting. We'll probably do an executive session. I think I'm waiting for the city to take the lead, but we want to host them next week to come down and take a look. The owner of USL, we actually had a dinner with him and his senior executives on Friday, talking about, our infrastructure at the sports park and our community and things that we bring to the table. So it was a good conversation. So I can't wait to share more on that, but I will tell you more once I get a little bit more from the city's lead on what we're going to do the next steps.
Thank you.
Additionally, we are real excited. We're partnering with UTRGV's nonprofit department, and we will be co-hosting with them 3 nonprofit work sessions in the later of the fall, where it's a lunch and learn. And we're real excited about, it's addressing like legacy, strategic plan, funding mechanisms. So just to see how we can assist getting the nonprofits some more resources available, since, we do have, the university has a department dedicated for that service. Anything else?
Next item.
Just a little bit more of, we have our space accelerator. We have, that deadline has just passed. So I think the applications are under review. Our Texas Accelerator for Emerging Industries, which is sponsored by our EDA grant, those deadlines are coming up in August. Eric did complete his sites visits this past month. And what was on repeat is, summer has been very slow for our downtown participants. Marketing has been an issue. So we have thinking outside the box and partnering with our CVB, our chamber, and UTRGV. We're coming up with campaigns to address not only downtown, but Brownsville in general, and helping them, a shop local campaign. Additionally, we have looked at the big guidelines, and we'll be presenting a revised guideline suggestion to the board in September to go with the new fiscal year. We want to address the boards and commission appointments, who is eligible and who is not. One reason is because we do have one big grant coming up for this agenda, and the participant, Larry Loff, serves on the historic board. And so we want to have a special consideration, because right now all boards and commission are not eligible to be a part of the big. So we want to address, that criteria, because maybe limit it to just maybe the ones who have to submit the personal financial statements, and leave open the advisory committees and boards that don't have they don't do voting on things. They just are advising the city on subjects, and they're not part of our big grants, on the decision-making for our big grants to be able to be eligible for participation in the big. Additionally, we want to address the family members, because we haven't had that, and we want to look at how we can strengthen the guidelines on make it more clear on what is standard and what is extensive, and what outcomes we want on that. And, depending on what type of business it is, maybe they get a little boost with our border and sea. So we want to do some enhancements and strengthen our guidelines to be more transparent.
And when will you have those guidelines ready for?
September. We'll do that in September's board meeting.
In September. Okay.
Yes. And like I said, Nelson has created a fantastic shop local campaign. And it's with our friends at Chatterbox. They just have a new billboard, which is right on the expressway before Tipton Ford. And they actually have gone through our programs at eBridge. And so there's a discount being part of this billboard. So we've come up with a creative way to showcase different businesses and saying, thank you, Brownsville, for shopping local. We're also working with Forkit and Brownsville Online. Forkit, we're tying it in with the CVB's passport for downtown. So we're tying it in with that. Forkit's going to do a campaign visiting downtown merchants and saying he learned about it through the passport campaign. So we're trying to do a collaboration with our partners here. And we are doing a soft launch of our website by next week, correct? By next week. So our new website will be up. I know that some board members have already submitted, suggestions, saw things that need to be edited. So I know Rudy has made those changes. And so we are just gonna first do like a month of a soft launch to see what quirks there are so we can fix it before we do a press release and announcement of the website. But we're really excited about that. I did not have a video for it. I didn't know how to attach it, to be honest, on my presentation, but we also have a marketing video at the Brownsville airports supporting eBridge, what eBridge is. So I want to thank, because of our debt service that we're paying for the airport, we were able to have a video screen to promote something at BCIC. And so we'll have that for a few months and then we'll change it out and look for like something for quality of life. We're getting some really good content with these ribbon cuttings that we have. So we're real excited about being able to promote that. Anything else? Real quick, we were fortunate enough, we did have UT Austin interns from the Home to Texas here. This is their last week. So Nelson had one intern and Eric had another intern. So we gave them, SOPs on what they needed to do. So they'll be doing a presentation to us on Wednesday on the findings. They did a SWOT analysis on our community grants. They looked at our SWOT analysis on all of our social platforms. So we're real excited to see what they have on that. And also that, we are looking at, how we can strengthen our team. So we had, earlier this month, we did volunteer at the Good Neighbor House Element. So that was fun. We did a lunch service. And then we also did a pantry food drive. And now we initiated a school supply drive. So we're looking at how we can be more embedded with the community, as well as also Victoria is initiating some wellness things with our staff. So we're looking at that. And there's a list of all of our upcoming events. And I just want to recognize again that we did receive 3 awards from IEDC that we're going in September to receive. So the goal was that the future of Texas starts here, and that was developed by Nelson. And I just want to recognize Victoria she's been working since our audit, been working on our compliance leadership stuff. And so we are almost finalized on a lot of compliance documents. And I also want to recognize Eric. Eric, he was reached out by a Girl Scouts by the mayor. The mayor emailed us, said, hey, can you listen to her and see what we could do? And so Eric went over and beyond to help this Girl Scout have this idea come to life and it was hosted at the Dean Porter Park this past weekend, or Linear Park. And it was the Arts and Literacy Festival. So this Girl Scout was going for an award, right, for this?
Yes, it was part of her final year of being a Girl Scout. It's I believe it's gold badge. So her idea and her vision was, I want to do a festival for arts and literacy. So when she came into the office, she met with me, and we spoke and discussed what the possibilities were. And she was really shy, but she meant well, and she wanted to do something that would be impactful, but she didn't know where to start. So I worked with her and got her a list of nonprofits and other organizations within the city that way she could reach out to see what they could assist her with. You know, I spoke with Gilbert this morning. I told him thank you. Over 200 children's books that Bujo donated for the event. I know the Children's Museum and the Parks Department gave stuff as well. We were able to get her some water bottles and a bike too.
Yeah,
Uh,
bike
as
to
part of-
raffle off.
As part of the raffle. She was so excited. Her mom just could not stop thanking us for what we did. And it felt good seeing the pictures and seeing people's posts on Instagram and Facebook that they attended the event. It was really
Yeah.
good.
So
That's fun.
Eric, thank you for going over and beyond on assisting her.
I attended the event as well. It was really well done. So thank you for helping her out. It was a very lovely event.
All right, that's it for me.
Next item.
Right, items for individual consideration. Item 5, discussion, consideration, and acknowledgement of the June 2025 financial report and the quarterly investment report as of June 30, 2025.
Good afternoon, board members. My name is Rafael Garcia. I'm an accountant too for the city of Bronzeville. Today, I'm going to present the financial statements through the month of June 30, 2025. The first slide you have is a balance sheet as of June 30th. We show cash in banks of 861,000, investment pools including money markets at 15.8 million. We have the accounts receivables due from the city of Bronzeville for the sales tax of 597,000. Total assets were 17,343,004. The accounts payables are pending payments that are to be paid. It was at 29,000. And then we have the fund balances. We have the restricted at 501,000, the committed at 10.3 million, which is made up of the big grants and the quality of life projects that have been identified. We do have the assigned for the entrepreneur and strategic initiatives and sponsorships of 80,000. And then we have the emergency reserve rainy day fund of 3 million. So the unrestricted fund balance is at 3.4 million as of June 30th, 2025. Any questions on this slide?
Yes, we always ask the same question, I guess, but I just want to clarify. The committed is what we already have assigned. The unrestricted, does it include the budget amount that is part of this year, the yearly budget, or is outside of
The
that?
research basically is not tied up to any specific project. It's for the operations. If you identify a project in the future, we move monies from the unrestricted to the committed.
I understand, I understand that, but we have a yearly budget, right? So is the unrestricted including that whatever is remaining in these items?
Well, remember that the
these
fund
items?
balances are actually actual amounts. Budget amounts is just the budget is just set to control your spending. But the fund balances is made up of the actual amounts, revenues, less expenses, whatever you still have available to spend. So that's what the fund balance is. You do have the budget, but the budget, is just a set amount to control your spending.
Thank you.
The next slide is a graph of the fund balances over the 9 months through June. As we can see, the committee has, there was a big jump in March when I believe you guys approved of over 3 million in quality of life and projects. And right now we are 10.4 million. And obviously, as we can see, when you identify quality of life projects in March, that we increase the committed balance, it reduced the unrestricted. So right now the unrestricted is at 3.4 million. Any questions on that slide? Then we go to the actuals against budgeted for 2025 through June. We show total revenues of 6.2 million, which is comprised of the sales tax through May. We have not received the June amounts from the state yet. We won't get them until mid-August. Then we have the expenditures. They were at 4.2 million, made up of the administrative costs, the e-bridge operations, the big grants, the quality of lives, entrepreneur and innovation, and the discretionary. So the net change in the net position change for the 9 months through June was at 2 million. Revenues exceeding expenditures. Any questions on that budget to actual?
I have a question for the staff. So based on this, we have about 33% of our budget for this year still not committed, right? So how feasible it is? I mean, when this year is over, the budget, is it September?
Yeah, it's at the end of September.
So we still have 33% of our budgeted amount not committed. So my question is how feasible it is that we still can add some of these, budgeted amounts into the actual, and how much of that you think would be feasible? I know the 33% maybe is going to be kind of hard to do, but in reality, how much you think we can still add to the committed balance?
If I can ask, Rafael, I
Yes.
have a question. I noticed this now. It says quality of life, that we have budgeted 5.2 and we've only done 1.5. Is that just because that's actual what we spent?
The actual.
What we've actually reimbursed and
Right,
what
the
we have?
1.5 is what you actually already identified that you have already, that has been paid or accrued, pending to be paid. The 5.2, again, is just the way you budgeted.
So that's, Murad, that is one of the reasons why it looks like it's 35%, but we've actually committed more.
Right, you
Correctly.
committed more. Right.
We committed more. So as a person looking at 35%, you're like, well, you still have 65% to spend, but we don't have 65%. Because
Right.
what we assigned, what we committed in March is not reflected in the actuals.
Correct, because the actuals what you actually already paid off.
Since they're reimbursement.
Mhm.
So what we can try to do is work with Rafael to get what is actually the true expenditures from our budget availability.
Yes, we can go, I can go ahead and work with the staff.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct, yes. And so that's why when it says actuals is from when it's actually withdrawn.
Mike,
I mean, it's great that we have explanation for it. That's why I'm asking. And it doesn't have to be plugged in. I don't want you to reinvent the chart. Just maybe, okay, mention, but, yes, we have 1,500,000 got committed, but we still have whatever, 2 million, that awarded,
Yeah,
but not, just so we know and how much that is percentage. Like
I just,
that could be outside, just FYI kind of information. So what you're saying is it's not really 33% that is still not
yeah, 'cause
committed.
we've,
We might have committed up to.
yeah,
the
we've
remaining
committed quite a
60%.
bit.
Right. that's-
Nathan's is the one that normally is, because a lot of our reimbursements or our paid outs are right around the summertime. So those should be reflected. Well, they'll be reflected in September, October, because we usually pay them late August, September time.
Yeah, I'm wondering, my recommendation would be, to try to keep it simple. Work it out. There could just be another column that just says projected, or maybe there's a better word of.
Or committed.
Or committed, yeah, keep
Yeah.
it committed to what terms you use it.
It could be just outside FYI, note, this is how much is committed actually. So your overall budget or whatever remaining for this year balance would be 10%.
Sure, and I'll go ahead and work with the staff,
Yeah.
to see how we
Absolutely.
can improve these slides.
No, thank you.
Again, the goal here is we trying to, what do you call it? Achieve our goal.
Yeah.
Like we said, we're gonna provide about whatever, 5 million.
We budget, we want to spend it.
We budgeted for that and we wanna try our best, our efforts to actually award these amounts rather than keep it in,
Yeah, we don't want to just be a keeper of the
Yes,
funds.
thank you.
Yeah, if I could just add to that, I think what Murad, or I think what we're looking for is something that specifies assigned funding, not necessarily spent, not necessarily in progress, not necessarily, but assigned so that we know that this is being carved out and it's going to be used for either current projects, future projects, or.
And on the assigned, what's already been committed, there's a schedule in your packages, in your financial statements. It's a spreadsheet where it shows the total that has been committed and identified. Under committed, we actually have like $10 million.
It's in your board
On the
book.
quality, yeah, it's in their packages, it's parts of the total financial statements, like about 10 pages, 11 pages. And the spreadsheets are there, it's breaking down what the fund balances is. So we show like 9.5 million in quality of life that has been committed. And the other difference is we should be shown as from the big grants that has been committed, approved, by the board.
But moving forward, we'll work with the city to make it, this particular slide more transparent and understanding.
Correct.
On where we are at with what we budgeted and how, for the projected, are we on track or not? So it's better understanding of, what assignments you would want us to do to get on track.
Thank you.
So I'll go ahead and work with us, with the staff to see how we can incorporate these spreadsheets into the slides. Then the next slide shows the trend of the sales tax receipts that we've had through the month of May. Right now, we're at 5.2 million. Compared to last year, was at 5.1 million. So we're a little bit about 145,000 above from last year. And on the right side, we do show the historical totals, what was budgeted for fiscal year 2025, and the prior year's collections. The last slide that we have is a quarterly investment report. We're showing 1.2 million in the bank accounts. We're showing 4.5, almost 4.6 million in the money market accounts. And the investment pools, we have 13.7 million. So 70% of the funds that BCIC has as of June 30th are in the investment funds, which is in compliance to what the policy states on the investments. And as we can see, interest rates has been decreasing a little bit. The 3-month treasury bill is at 4.41%. And the investment pools were about approximately 4.22% to 4.3%. So interest rates have been decreasing for these past couple of months. Any questions?
Anyone have any questions? Hearing none, do we have a motion to acknowledge?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you.
No one's opposed, okay.
Great. Item 6, consideration and action on the following fiscal year 2025 business improvement and growth, BIG, rental reinvestment and rehabilitation grant applications, A through C.
Good afternoon, Board. I'm going to be presenting 3 projects. One is going to be a rental application, and the second will be a facade and interior improvement for another address. Okay. Just once again, program overview. Purpose of the BIG grant is to support downtown revitalization through strategic investments that reduce startup costs, restore historic properties, and increase business activity in Brownsville's urban core. The rental reinvestment program is to help new and expanding businesses offset monthly rent costs, encourage occupancy in underutilized commercial spaces. Our property rehab program is to support interior and exterior upgrades for historic and aging properties and promote preservation, code compliance, and long-term functionality. And of course, the target area is our BIG program guidelines, boundaries in our guidelines. Overview of the rental program. To be eligible, you need to be a new, expanding, or relocating business within downtown Brownsville, located within the program boundaries, in operation at a minimum of 3 months, up to a maximum of 6 months to apply. All City of Brownsville permits approved, must employ a minimum of 2 people, excluding the owner, and must submit required business documentation such as cash flow statement, business plan, and a profit loss statement. The way the funding works is they are reimbursed for 12 months up to $1,250 or a total of $15,000 for the year. And it is up to $1,250 or 50% of what the rent costs, what the rent payment is. And in terms of oversight and reporting, there is an initial site visit that I do complete with everybody that applies. BCIC staff conducts a visit to verify application details and business readiness. Then there is quarterly follow-ups to review employee retention, financial health, and operational progress. And of course, ongoing support so that we can give them assistance in operational challenges that I identified during the check-ins, such as, like Corey mentioned, assisting with marketing, or referring them to UTRGV for assistance, CVB, using our partners to leverage to assist our clients. Our applicant for this month for rental will be Centrito Botanero, located at 915 East Elizabeth Street. Applicant is Mr. Alfredo Ramirez on behalf of Centrito Cantina and Kitchen LLC. Property owner is Solaris Management Solutions. Their annual rent is $78,000. They're requesting the full amount of $15,000. The term is going to be from August 1st of 2025 until July 31st of 2026. With this new business, they were able to bring in 21 total new jobs, 18 full-time and 3 part-time. Their lease dates are from 10/1/2024 to 9/30 of 2029. They are leasing the entire building, which is 2,471 square feet, have a seating capacity of 85 with 8 additional bar seats. The concept is a fusion of Mexican and international cuisine. They are also the owners of Chinmoli. They're going to be using these reimbursed funds for additional amenities for the restaurant as well as staffing support.
Eric, remind me, beside the eligible items that you have here, didn't we have like a requirement to be open for business for a certain amount of time?
Yes.
Once they're awarded the program?
Yes, they have to be open. At least they have to be open, or after the program done. Which one do you mean?
No, once let's say they awarded, the rent subsidy today, how long they have to be in business to continue be eligible for this program?
They have to be open the extent of the actual agreement.
No, I
So-
think what he's asking is, correct me if I'm wrong, to be eligible, do they have to already be in business? And if so, for how long?
Oh, yes, 3 months. So they have
No,
to,
that I got, but I think, I might be remembering something different, but didn't we have in the agreement,
Mhm.
once they are awarded, the rental subsidy, they have to be operational for certain amount of time?
They have to remain open for those 12 months of the
12 months.
agreement,
Yes,
the
yeah.
12
yeah,
months.
the length of the agreement.
If not, then there is a clawback.
Yeah.
If they close, transfer, or sold their business, there is a clawback within those 12 months. After they completed the 12 months in their performance agreement, we don't have that. They have to
Okay.
be, that's why we have the lease. The lease is supposed to help cover, the idea of them to remain open because of their lease.
Yeah, that's why we
So
request
it's a
for the
12
lease to be
month.
2 years or longer.
Okay. That's what I was clarifying. Okay, thank you.
Do I go to the next item, Corey, and then vote on both altogether? Okay. The next one will be for our standard rehabilitation. Let me see. Okay. Sorry. So the purpose is to support small to medium scale improvements that preserve and enhance historic character of downtown Brownsville while making commercial spaces code compliant and business ready. So the highlights are it's to encourage preservation and adaptive reuse of our historic buildings, fund critical upgrades to help business open or expand safely, promotes visual revitalization through facade improvements, offers flexible support for interior MEP upgrades to meet city codes, and help activate underutilized commercial spaces with 50% cost sharing. Eligible uses are facade restoration, such as brick, transom windows, lighting, and historic signage. Exterior improvements are paint, murals, and security and lighting. mechanical, electrical, and plumbing to bring interiors up to code, and soft costs such as architecture, engineering, and historic preservation consultants. Ineligible uses are roof repair, HVAC installation, grease trap installation, flooring, carpeting, asbestos testing, demolition or debris removal, and cosmetic-only improvements. For the standard, it is a 50% match of eligible costs with maximums of $25,000 for the exterior facade and $35,000 for the interior. Our applicant is the S.W. Brooks House at 623 East St. Charles. The applicant is Mr. Larry Loff. Currently, the square footage of the building is 1,900 square feet. The end use is going to be a historic rehab center. So operational hours are going to be 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. They are requesting $25,000 for the exterior, $16,804 for the interior, a total of $41,804, with a total project cost of $161,684.52. The projected timeline is from March 17th of 2025 until March 13th of 2026. Just to go a little bit more into detail on the scope of work, everything has already been approved by the Texas Historic Commission and National Park Service. This home was actually built in 1888. It is one of the oldest buildings that we have in Brownsville. The work that's going to be done for the interior, there we go. It's going to be full wiring of electrical and installation of a breaker box, installation and installation for the interior walls, actually to install interior walls as well. Full restoration of the plumbing across the building, as well as installation of a new bathroom. The current bathroom is 30 inches wide. The ADA compliant access to the building and structural support throughout the entire first and second floor of the building. As far as for the facade, the porch area will be, get that picture up. As far as for the facade, the porch area will be fully restored and rehabilitated, including the columns, floors, and steps. Custom-made replica doors and windows will be installed to match the originals that were originally placed. The originals were replaced in the 80s, but they were replaced with common patio doors and windows that did not sit properly on the building and have decayed since. And they as well did not match the original design. The clapboards will also be replaced to match the original, as well as be moisture resistant. The end use is going to be, being that we have the second most historical buildings in the state of Texas, a historic rehab resource center, which will offer rehab services, archival support of patterns, samples, and original examples to help further the ability to rehab many historic Brownsville buildings and their unique features. Mr. Loff made note that the knowledge, the traditional knowledge has really disappeared. Local maestros and craftsmen have grown old or disappeared. So a lot of businesses have struggled to have somebody that really knows the specifics and the work that needs to be done for these buildings. It'll also give space to the Cameron County Historical Association, which will offer advice and information on how building owners can qualify for historic tax credits. S.W. Brooks was an important architect of the post-Civil War period. So many of the public and civic buildings in the city are actually his designs. So Mr. Loff sees that it's fitting that Mr. Brooks' home be the example of restoration and adaptation for the Resource Center to open up. Estimated date of completion, like I said, it's going to be March 13th, 2026. We do want to make note that Mr. Loff currently sits on, as Corey said, the Historic Preservation Commission, which is city appointed. Our guidelines do state that nobody on city boards and commissions is eligible to apply. However, we are revising the guidelines to specifically prohibit boards and commissions that are required to file a personal financial statement. Similar to previous projects that we have presented in the past, we're asking for an exception for this project because of its commitment to maintaining and preserving our city's history. Mr. Loff also provided a response from the city attorney stating that they're not too concerned about the appearance of impropriety because members of the Historic Preservation Commission do not go before BCIC and vice versa. Moreover, as a member of HPC, he will not take any actions in awarding our big grants.
I also would like to point out that with our discussion with our strategic plan last month, Mariah pointed out about how we need to assist with historic tax credits. So this helps with our plan of having a source of going one stop to one place to get the needed information to be qualified for, the historic tax credits.
So I want to start by saying, of course, most of us acknowledge Mr. Larry Loft's knowledge and the work that he has done so far in promoting and educating and actually conducting the work that is needed to preserve some of our beautiful buildings in downtown. So no denying of that, right? I also know that he's been trying behind the scene for years, talking to him, seeing him, trying to get this thing moving as far as historical resource center, even educational program that BCIC one time trying to support that program and it fell apart and so forth. So with that said, I'm saying this because, I deeply believe in this mission, right? I know he is very well qualified, leader to be leading these kind of efforts. My only concern is what you just said at the end, is we don't want to be kind of seen as we are tweaking the rules just because of this and that. So you mentioned examples in the past. What examples are you referring to as far as we having made exceptions for people who are sitting on commissions? And I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying, trying to remind ourselves what exceptions we have done in the past where we awarded projects for somebody who was sitting on a board.
Monarca,
Okay,
that had a Mr. Alejandro Manajera, he's on the board for PUB.
okay,
We did reach out to city legal as well on that.
okay, and that was okay
Yes,
by the city
Mhm.
attorney?
yes.
He approved that, like there was no, okay. Any other example?
He actually had two applications today. It was twice.
It just was him.
So
Okay.
my question is, you said the city attorney approved it because the city would also approve it or because our guidelines were?
Yeah,
loose enough
their
to
concern was
allow-
our guidelines.
Pardon?
Their concern was more our guidelines.
So in other words, if this happened before, right? If our guidelines were more strict, that person may not have qualified. Am I correct?
Yeah, our guidelines are,
Not that the city attorney said yes.
yeah, it's just, it doesn't have a conflict with their their chapter 38 code of ethics. So we wanted to make sure there was no conflict of that. With our guidelines, it does say no eligibilities for any board or commission appointed by the city commission.
Which is why we talked about fine tuning it
Yeah,
for more specifics.
Yeah, but, okay, fine tuning, meaning make it more, restrictive and clarity and transparency rather than with changing it, right?
yes.
So as I said, I'm very conflicted at this moment because like we have this very admirable project going on, right? I understand the reasoning behind it, but at the same time, our current rules and guidelines does not allow for it. So I would ask for this item to be tabled for now until we look into the proposed guideline and see if we approve it, not approve it, whatever, before it comes back to us, right? Which make it much more urgent for you to look into these guidelines and present it to us, whatever you propose, sooner than later, so we can address this project and similar projects in the future, okay? So rather than vote on it, I would ask the chair if possible to table this item until we, until we review the proposed guideline and see if it will be qualified.
My only comments is that unless the city commission standardizes this process, then I think rightfully so, we stay within our parameters, right? I mean, that's the reality.
I do want to
So-
point out.
Yes, but
It is standard at the city. In other words, if we were the city,
Okay,
not BCIC.
sure.
Then that application and the other one for the PUB would not have been approved because the city does have their standard. What the city is saying is that BCIC is not the city, right? So we have our own policies. And so there's gaps there in those policies that allow these particular types of things to not slip, but to go through. So it's not that the city has to change something, it's that we have to change something to be stricter to match what the city has.
And
Right.
that was in our audit finding, right?
And that was one of the audit findings.
So the last time you said that the attorney, he pretty much agreed that, or not agreed, but he did say, or I get what I'm trying to say, that he did say that it was within the parameters of our own BCIC's
That, yeah,
procedures,
yes,
right?
that's
Or
where they
policies and
found the,
procedures. And that's why he was able to kind of give us the thumbs up for that specific situation.
from the city's end, yeah. They saw no issues with their boards and their ethics.
And what Mr. Trevino has said in the past was because of the Chapter 38 Code of Ethics is related to real estate, of purchasing real estate and all that. And so our big grants are not related to the purchase of real estate.
So the
So there,
city.
so there's, yeah, there, I'm
The
sorry.
city, Chapter 38 follows the state, is a state thing, not a
Sure.
city thing. And so the city attorney didn't give a thumbs up. He said, we can't rule on it because it's not city. You got to rule on it because you're BCIC, so you follow your policies. So the city attorney did not say, yes, do it. He
Right.
said, I can't
Fall
stop
back
you
on your
from
own
doing
policies
it. You
and
fall back on your own policies. That's a difference.
And since we already talk about, we're gonna look into that policy. And whatever fine tune you're gonna propose for us, we're gonna see, like, I'm hoping you're gonna show us precedents of other nonprofits organizations that are doing something similar, whatever, so we can make that decision, adapt whatever proposal that you're gonna bring to us as a new policy moving forward, and then see if this request and other future requests will adhere to these new guidelines or not. Right now, what we're trying to do is like kind of jump the gun, like, let's award this and we're gonna look into the policy. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the kind of, my kind of reservation on this project, although as I said, I do support it, it's just, it doesn't fully fit into what we have currently, right? So that's why I'm asking to table it. But
So if it were tabled, how would that impact the project timeline?
It would most likely postpone it.
He has mentioned also that he would then contemplate remove himself from his seat that he's currently serving if he's not eligible.
isn't there also a grace period after you remove yourself from a seat before you reapply?
No, not
No,
yet.
I'm just asking.
No,
Not
there
yet.
isn't. That was
That's
another thing that we
something
want to
else
address,
We've talked about as well.
a cool off period.
If tabled, then would the staff be able to provide these amendments at the next board meeting?
No, because we wanted to bring it in September because
Because we
our
would-
August meeting's pretty full.
Yes.
And this is a lengthy discussion.
So correct me if I'm wrong, if we change the policies, we have to vote on that, and then that goes to the city. It changes this, do we have to then get approval from the city?
No.
So it's just us.
It's
Okay.
just us. It's here at our level.
Okay.
Yeah, the idea was for September, that way we could launch it with the next fiscal year.
Yeah, because we didn't want to change the guidelines in the midst of our budgets, of our budget year. Because it just looks like, oh, we came up with this, we better change this to address that. We wanted to do all of it, for the new launch of the year.
So it could be properly sequential.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean,
Yep.
that is what it is.
So it would basically be the last one that we approve under these circumstances before the guidelines are changed. Am I right?
Yes.
Correct.
So how does the board feel about that?
Honestly, I'm okay with it. I mean, I think it sounds like a really good project and it's in line with what we typically do. We're just making an exception on this case. And I think there's a strong history with this applicant. He's well-known in the community. It's positive. I'm okay with approving it now, but entertain other discussions on it.
I do want to make note that I did speak with Mr. Loff about this first in about February, where he was bouncing around the idea of what he really wanted to do with the center and with the location. And he did submit actually at the end of beginning of July, sorry. So these last 2 months is where we've been talking, going back and forth and really fine tuning of what the end use is going to be and what his expectations are of what he wants to do for the city itself.
You guys okay?
I'm okay.
I'll motion to, approve the rental agreement and rehabilitation grant application. The big end.
Need a second?
You're saying both, right?
All three, yeah.
I second.
A through C, I'm sorry, A through C?
All in favor? Aye.
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 Sorry, you said A to C, like all of the items? And that this?
She's making from all three, yeah.
Okay, so C is this last one?
It's B and C because we're separating interior and exterior.
Yeah, you
So
can,
I with A, abstain for B and C.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Nay, for which part or all of it?
You're on mute, Ms. Tracy.
For the rehabilitation grant request, I think we need to follow our own policies.
Okay, motion passes with the abstention and nays noted.
Thank you, Board.
All right, next item is the executive session. Item 7, closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, consultation with attorney related to a big rental investment program participant. Item 8 is closed session pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.072, property deliberation related to Project Blueprint Lab. We need a motion.
Motion to move to executive session.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Tracy, you do need to log off and log into the Zoom link if you would like to join the executive session. Thank you.
Okay, let's go.
All right, convene into an open session and take possible action, if any, on items discussed in the executive session. Item 9, considering an action, if any, included but not limited to the adoption of board resolutions related to the items discussed. A, big rental investment program. B, project blueprint lab. But we do need a motion to convene into open session.
Motion to enter into open session.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. A and B,
There is no motion for B.
consideration and action. There's no motion? Not for B, but for A.
What's the procedure?
Isn't that what we voted?
Yes.
Yeah, for A, right? I'd like to make a motion to approve action item A as discussed.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. And there was no action for item B.
Okay.
Need a motion to adjourn?
Actually, we have announcements next, so that'll be item
I beg
10.
your pardon.
I would like to mention that I sent, or Victoria actually sent you guys an onboard poll for the workshop, for a possible workshop. So if you guys log into onboard, you should be able to see action item off to the side. You can view it today or tomorrow.
At your
whenever-
convenience.
Yeah, whenever you have a chance.
To help schedule the board workshop.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
And item 11,
Oh.
adjournment. Go ahead, Sergio.
Move to adjourn the meeting?
Do we have a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone want to stay? Motion passes.
Thank you all so much. Have a great night.